Well, this evening is a little different than yesterday. Yesterday was Hanuman. Today is Ravana. So, as I recall, there were 2 homework assignments. Who were supposed to take those homework assignments? You were one? Did you find the reference? So let's hear what you found. Adi Varaha Purana. Well, that's pretty good. You don't have to know the chapter and everything, but what was the reference? Say it. Say the story from, as you best you know it, from Adi Varaha Purana. Okay. Yeah. How sweet. And then? Whoa, 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 whoa. Wait, before you go on to the question. Between last night and just now, what reference, what research did you do to find that story? Yes. Where did you find it? It's a website. Krishna Stories or something. Ooh. Do you know how to contact either Satyasara or Jaisubhadra? Can you get this website that she's referring to? You know who Jaisubhadra is, right? You just give that link to her and now your question. Thank you. Well done. Yes. Isn't that interesting? Not if it's true. The source is the true source. It's Laghu Bhagavatamrita Rupa Goswami. And he's making reference to a Purana that says like that. So it's not if it's true. Did who? Oh, of course. He's long time there. Long. Oh, no. In between each of the yuga cycles, there's not a devastation or partial devastation. The partial there's partial devastation at there's several devastations. One of them comes at the end of the day of Brahma, but that's 14 manus. Not at the end of every manu, but at the end of 14 manus, at the end of day of Brahma, there's a night. "71 yuga cycles. 71. And you know how long is one yuga cycle? It's a long time. A long time. Yuga cycle. Here's how you do the math. I don't have the number, but Kali Yuga is 400,000, right? Kali Yuga, 400,000. You add another 400,000, you get 800,000. That's the previous Yuga. You add another 400,000, that's the previous Yuga. And add another 400,000, and that's the previous Yuga. So 4 times 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. That's how long one Yuga cycle is. Okay? So the Satya, Treta, Dwapara, and Kali Yuga. So that was Yuga cycle 24 and then Yuga cycle 28. But Govardhan was there, no problem. Didn't get up and go somewhere. You had the other reference? You had the other reference?
My question, Maharaj, was that did Hanuman and Krishna ever meet each other?
Is Hanuman what?
Did Hanuman and Krishna ever meet each other?
Did Hanuman ever meet Krishna? That's your question?
Yes, Maharaj.
Huh? Yeah, that was his homework question. So you found the answer?
It was from Sarga 18, Manohar Kanda, and Ananda Ramayana.
Ananta Ramayana.
Yeah, they did meet each other.
Could you hear?
Yes.
Give Shatarupa the link. I want to take a look at this because this is news to me. Okay?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, definitely. We'll send the link.
Okay. Okay. Well done. I never heard that before. But lots of things I haven't heard. It's good, nice to learn. You don't have to be young to learn. You have to be ready to listen. I'll compliment you for sitting in the front row. There's others in the room, but you're right in the front row means you got ears like this. You're ready to hear. All 5 of you. Eager to hear. That's nice. It's nice. Confirmed. The dancing one. Okay. Here he is. Ravana, the 10-headed, 20-armed monster. The image that you see is the image where Ravana, we're going to hear further as we go along this evening, but Ravana was testing his powers. And one of the places, he traveled all over the universe to test his powers. One of the places he went was Mount Kailash. He saw this Mount Kailash, so he put his arms, 20 arms, underneath Mount Kailash and started lifting Mount Kailash. And as Mount Kailash was being lifted, the whole mountain started to tilt and jiggle and wobble. And Uma became frightened. What's that? What's that? And Ravana said, don't worry. It's just this puny guy who is very proud and puffed up of his strength. So Lord Shiva placed his toe on the mountain, and the pressure of his toe on the mountain caused the mountain to crush Ravana's arms. And as the arms of Ravana were being crushed, the veins in his arms were bulging from his arms, and he was crying loudly. And Lord Shiva didn't relent. He just kept his toe pressed on Mount Kailash. And in order to appease, this is one of the different Ramayanas, he was using the bulging veins on his arms as strings, musical instruments, and he was playing the musical instruments. So Lord Shiva was very pleased with his musical skills and started dancing. And as he was dancing, he then gave some benedictions to Ravana. But one of the things we'll hear is Uma gave a curse. We'll hear later. So that's the picture. One of the places he visited. Here's a little bit of the ancestry or lineage of Ravana. So Brahma had a number of sons, and they were born from different parts of Brahma's body. Pulasya was born from the mind of Brahma. So he didn't have a mother, it was the mind of Brahma. And Pulasya married. He married the daughter of the sage Trinabindu. Doesn't give her name, there must be a name. And they, combination of Pulasya and the daughter of sage Trinabindu, they had one son who was grandson of Brahma and very elevated Brahmana. And the Brahmana's name was Vishrava. Vishrava. And Vishrava, we're going to see some paintings shortly. One of the front row group. Okay, I like it. I like it, really like it. Vishrava became married to the daughter of Bhardraj Muni. We heard about Bhardraj Muni, right? Did you remember hearing about Bhardraj Muni? We heard about Bhardraj Muni in relation to Valmiki, because Bhardraj Muni was the student and disciple of Valmiki. Remember? Say yes. Okay. So Bhardraj Muni had a daughter. There are different names by which she is known, depending upon which Ramayana you read. And we'll just go with the second one. Ilavila. So the Brahmani and the Brahmana had a son, a qualified son, Vaishravana. Vaishravana. And eventually, Brahma, seeing the qualification of this son, Vaishravana, he came and visited, we'll see some paintings, and gave a benediction to Vaishravana that he would become a demigod. He changed his name to Kuvera. Kuvera. It's important. Kuvera was a half-brother or step-brother of Ravana. They were directly related, Kuvera and Ravana. And later, we heard this some time ago, but there was a daughter of Sumali. There were three Rakshasas, Mali, Sumali, and Ketumali. And Sumali was a leader amongst the Rakshasas. And Sumali had a clever idea. I have a daughter. Remember this? His daughter's name was Kaikashi. And Kaikashi, if she becomes married to this super qualified Vishrava, just see, Kuvera has become his son. So if my daughter marries Vishrava, then we'll have very, very, very powerful Rakshasas as sons in the universe. So he sent his daughter, remember this? Kaikashi. And Kaikashi went to Vishrava when he was in the midst of a yajna. And Brahmanas, where they're doing a yajna, they don't stop the yajna. They don't say boo, they don't say Hari Bol Prabhu, let me finish the yajna. They don't stop. They continue till it's completed. So he continued the yajna, and then Kaikashi was there, waiting patiently, silently, scratching the ground with her toe. And when he finished, he said, you've come at a very inauspicious time. We'll see his words shortly. You've come at an inauspicious time. Therefore, the sons that will, I know what your intention is, why you've come here. So the answer is yes, I'll accept you as a wife. But the children born of you are going to be terrible demons. And she said, no. So he said, okay, the youngest of the sons will be of elevated personality. And that elevated personality is shown on the screen here, is Vibhishana. So here it is in pictures. Here's Pulasya. Pulasya was the mind-born son of Brahma, and his son was Vishravas. Then here's one of these British museum paintings where it shows at the bottom right, that's the daughter of Bhardraj Muni being given his blessings to marry Vishrava. And in the center, there's the daughter. She looks pretty short. The daughter is given in marriage to Vishrava. Vishrava on the upper left, they have a son, Vaishravana. And above Vaishravana, that's the demigods showering flowers, because he's a great personality. And on the upper left, that's Lord Brahma. Looks like some interesting bird, but it's supposed to be his swan carrier. Lord Brahma has a swan carrier. So Lord Brahma, down in the center, Brahma visits the ashram of Vaishravana, and he recognizes Vaishravana as very qualified. And so he, Lord Brahma, gives the boon to Vaishravana that he'll become Kuvera. He'll be elevated to a post of a demigod, Kuvera. And along with elevated to the position of Kuvera, he gives him a gift. What's the gift? He gives him the Pushpaka Vimana. So I'm looking at our young devotees in the front row here. You know what Pushpaka Vimana is? Does that mean something to you? You're not sure? Okay. It's an airplane. Vimana means airplane. Vimana means airplane. So it's an airplane that's like a flower, pushpa. You know the verse from Bhagavad Gita? Krishna requests 4 things. Patram, pushpam, palam, toyam, fruit, flower, leaf, and water, pushpa. When you offer flowers to the deities, it's a pushpa. Pushpa means flower. So it's a flower airplane. Pushpaka Vimana. So he gave him this Pushpaka Vimana as kind of a mystical aircraft. It could become big, it could become small, it could travel in space. It didn't need any jet fuel, didn't even need a steering mechanism. It's just by mind it would come, and by mind it would go, and it would travel this way, that way, and it was mystical gift. So Brahma gave this Pushpaka Vimana to Kuvera. And that's what you see at the very top, in the center. That's the gift from Brahma. Brahma's departing on the upper left. And there we see Vaishrava, now Kuvera, coming to see, hey, Dad, guess what? Check out my Pushpaka Vimana. It's the latest. So he then asked his father, what would be a nice place to reside? So his father is Vishrava, and his father suggested that there's a very nice place. You can travel there with your Pushpaka Vimana, and you can make it your place of residence. Place where Kuvera kept his residence was Langa, before Ravana came along and bumped him off. Oops, defeated him, didn't kill him. So here's the statement that Vishrava made to Kaikashi. Because you approached me at an inauspicious time, your sons will become fierce Rakshasas. As a concession, your youngest son will become famous as a pious man. So that's Vibhishan. So in the bottom of this painting, again from the British Library, is the sage, that's Vishrava, and to his left, that's his wife Kaikashi, and on Kaikashi's lap is the young baby Vibhishan. Behind Vibhishan, there's the 10-headed Ravana. Behind Ravana is Kumbhakarna. Behind Kumbhakarna is the darker figured lady, Shurpanakha. Okay? And up top is when she's coming to him at the wrong time. In front of him, he's doing a yagya. So now there's 4 children. This is the lineage or the ancestry of Ravana. He's the son of Kaikashi, who is the Rakshasa king, Sumali, daughter, and the very qualified Brahmana father was the grandson of Lord Brahma. And so the 2 brothers decided they wanted to undergo austerities to get powers. So they did austerities to get powers. And this is just showing some of those powers. One is he's immersing himself in freezing cold water. Another is in the winter, in the summer, building fires all around and sitting in the middle of the fires, and austerities and austerities and austerities and austerities and austerities, because he's powerful as the son of Vishrava, but he wants immortality. And so Brahma comes after, a lot of disturbances and says, what is it you would like? And he wants immortality, and said, sorry, Charlie, no immortality today. We're fresh out. I'm not immortal, I can't give you immortality. Ask for something I can give you. And so, may I never experience defeat at the hands of, make the list. He didn't say man. Therefore, Ramchandra came and killed him as if a man. Gandharvas, celestials, kinnaras, asuras, yakshas, rakshasas, serpents, and all other creatures. So he thought, he's business finished. Now I'm very powerful, and I can't be killed by others. After winning all these boons from Brahma, Ravana sought his maternal grandfather, Sumali, remember him, and assumed leadership over his army. So he's a Rakshasa with a big army and these boons of Brahma. Meanwhile, his brother, what's Ravana's brother's name? Starts with a K. Kumbhakarna. Remember? Good. Kumbhakarna, he also did austerities. And when he was asked for Brahma, what boons? I'd like sleep. And so he was given sleep, but he modified it. 6 months of sleep. 6 months of sleep. In 6 months he would stay awake. Lots of sleep. He liked sleep. You like sleep? No. He got the boon from Brahma. You got a boon from Brahma, you can sleep for 6 months. You want that one? I don't think so. And Vibhishan, he also underwent austerities. He wanted the austerity of studying the Vedas, and so he studied the Vedas and studied the Vedas. My dear Lord, since you are pleased with me, the goal of my life has already been achieved. My only wish is that my mind may always remain steadily fixed upon the path of virtue, even amidst the greatest of difficulties. That's a nice boon. You ready for that one? Fixed, mind fixed in virtue, even in the greatest difficulties. You sure you want it? How about a little difficulty, huh? Fixed mind, thank you. That's Vibhishan. Nice little illustration of Vibhishan. So now there's 3 brothers with different desires and different boons given to them by Lord Brahma. But our topic is about Ravana. And so what does Ravana do with his boons? He decides he's going to go conquer all directions, like starting with the heavenly realm. So the painting is showing that he's going to conquer Indra. Because in the very, very top, riding that elephant there, that's Indra. And many other demigods he engaged in battle. In course of time, he wanted to be married. He wasn't married right away. So you see in the painting, he's shown in this painting twice. He's with all those arms. That's Ravana. He was approached by Maya Danava to accept his daughter Mandodari in marriage. Ravana and Mandodari being the daughter of Maya Danava. Now, the Danava means he was the son of Danu. The sons of Danu are Danavas. Pandu's sons were Pandavas. Danu's sons were Danavas. So Maya Danava, Danu was one of the wives of one of the daughters of Daksha given in marriage to Prajapati Kashyapa. If you're going to sit in the front, you got to pay attention. Okay. Keep you on your toes. It's okay? Okay. Canto 4 Srimad Bhagavatam, along with, of course, in other places, like in Ramayana, there are the Prajapatis. And their Prajapatis come from Daksha. So one of the ways that the Prajapatis that come from Daksha came, he had many daughters. And the daughters were given to the sons, qualified sons, like Kashyapa was a qualified son. So Kashyapa married Diti and Aditi. But one of the ones he married was Danu, daughters of Daksha. So one of the daughters of Daksha, Danu, gave birth to a son named Maya Danava. And Maya Danava, he also underwent austerities. And he wanted a benediction from Brahma to have the mystic powers possessed by Indra. Maya Danava is known to have mystic powers. Maya Danava appears in several places. Maya Danava, for example, anyway, he built, what was the palace that Maya Danava built for the Pandavas? Indraprastha. You've heard of Indraprastha? Indraprastha was the capital for the Pandavas, and the capital was built by Maya Danava. It's a long story. We're not going to go there just now. But he has mystic powers. Mayadanava. And he got those mystic powers by a boon, and then he, Mayadanava, married an Apsara. And with this Apsara, very, celestial dancer, he had 3 children. 2 sons and a daughter. The daughter was Mandodari. The daughter was given in marriage to Ravana. But the 2 sons, Mayavi and Dundubi. Dundubi. Those of you that are familiar with Ramayana, this doesn't just have to be the young people. Dundubi, does that mean anything to you? Tell me what you know about Dundubi. Yeah. Yeah. He came to have combat with Vali. Guess what happened? Poor Dundubi got smashed. Dundubi was finished by Vali. So Dundubi was one of the sons of Mayadanava, and both had battle with Vali. Mayavi and Dundubi, both. And he had a daughter, Mandodari. So he visited after making a palace for his celestial wife, Hema. His palace of jewels and gold. He had mystic powers. He also had great affluence. He then approached Ravana and offered his daughter in marriage to Ravana. When he gave his daughter in marriage to Ravana, later there was a son. We're going to hear about the son. The son later became known as Indrajit, but before he was he was called Indrajit. Indra Jita. You know the meaning? He conquered Indra. I seem to be picking on you, but you don't mind, right? What you like to raise your hand? What's up? No, he's the son of Ravana. Son. Mini Ravana. But we're going to hear some more about him. But the son-in-law of Mayadanava got a weapon, a spear called Shakti Shaila spear. It was that Shakti Shaila spear that hit the chest of Lakshmana. Remember that? During the battle in Lanka, Indrajit shot his spear, his Shakti Shaila weapon, hit Lakshmana in the chest. He was knocked out. Then Hanuman had to go get a mountain. Yeah. Now you remember. So the weapon was Indrajit's weapon. No, don't ask question yet. The weapon was given to him by his grandfather. His grandfather was Mayadanava, because his mother was the son of Mayadanava. So Mayadanava gave a weapon to Indrajit that he used against Lakshmana. Now, what's your hand up for? Yes, that's right. Well, it wasn't, he was told by the Ayurvedic doctor on the battlefield that if you get certain XYZ herbs, I can cure Lakshmana. He told him which herbs and which mountain to go to get the herbs. Hanuman went, he couldn't find the herbs, so he brought the mountain. And Sushena, what's up? Lifting the mountain, that's what you're laughing about? No, something else, okay. Sushena was the Ayurvedic doctor. And Hanuman went to get the herbs that Sushena said to get, but he couldn't find the herbs. So he brought the mountain. And then Lakshman was cured. You have something? No, you're okay. Okay, so here's Mandodari being betrothed to Ravana. And here's another of Mandodari coming before 10-headed, 20-armed Ravana. How'd you like to have that as your husband? And he accepted her as his wife. Then, being the elder brother, Ravana was the elder brother, he made marriage arrangements for his two brothers. One of the two brothers was Kumbhakarna, and he arranged the daughter of Bali Maharaj's daughter, or granddaughter of Bali Maharaj, to marry Kumbhakarna. And he arranged for a Gandharva king's daughter to marry Vibhishana. She was a very special lady, Vibhishana's wife. So, and to his sister, a Danava king was given to his sister to marry. Later, after some time, Mandodari gave birth to a son. And the son's given name was Meghanada. I hope this works. Meghanada was given the name because when he was born, he made a crying sound that sounded like thunder. Not working. I got a thunder little icon, but it's not thundering. Anyway, there we go. If you had a son that cried like that, you'd know what to name him. Meghanada. Here comes another one. Very special son. Later, he became known as Indra Jitta because he conquered Indra. And who can conquer Indra? But Meghanada was able to conquer Indra. And he had powers, that's the son, Meghanada, had powers because he did also austerities. He had mystic powers, as was his grandfather. Who was his grandfather? Mayadanava. He had mystic powers. He could become invisible. He could make darkness. He could just disappear and fly in the sky, and he could do mystical things. After some time, and his son grew up with all this busy painting up top shows, is at the very bottom, Indrajit, or Meghanada, he defeated Indra in battle. And he's dragging Indra away out of the heavenly region. And the demigods came and made their appeal, please release Indra. He's the king of heaven, we need him. And so, led by Brahma, the two, Ravana and his son, Meghanada, were approached by Lord Brahma and other demigods, please release Indra. And Meghanada agreed on a condition. He's like a powerful young fellow. It was the benediction he wanted from Brahma. He didn't have to do austerity. He just defeated Indra in battle. At the time of battle, if I offer oblations into the sacrificial fire, according to Vedic injunctions, let a huge chariot emerge from the flames. Then, as long as I remain seated on that chariot, let me be immune to death. Like his father, kind of clever, wanting immortality, but first get seated on that celestial chariot that came out of the fire. Then, only if I engage in battle without having finished the chanting of mantras and offering of oblations, I'll be subject to destruction. That's part of how he was destroyed. It's a very important intrigue during the battle in Lanka. And so, at this time, Brahma says, why was Indra defeated? Indra was defeated because of his insulting Ahalya, who was a Brahmani. He took advantage of her. So then, after defeating Indra through the agency of his very capable son, he went to find his brother. Now we found his brother was residing at Lanka, along with his Pushpaka Vimana. In a battle, Ravana defeated his cousin brother, Kuvera. And after defeating him, he took the Pushpaka Vimana. So from that point in time, Ravana was able to travel anywhere in the universe in this really fantastic Vimana. And one of the places he went to do battle with Yamaraj in the court of Yamaraj. Now, who can defeat Yamaraj? But he did a good job. He went to Kailash. And there's a nice image of Nandi the bull. And when he was approaching Kailash, he made a remark about Nandi looking like a monkey. His face doesn't look like a bull. His face looked like a monkey. So he insulted him, saying you have a monkey-looking face. So Nandi cursed him by that insult and said, a powerful monkey army will bring about destruction of your entire dynasty. A curse of Nandi. We're going to find 8 different curses. He's this powerful fellow, but extremely proud and extremely insulting and extremely lusty and extremely bad. So one of the places after Nandi was, what happened at Mount Kailash. And when he went to Mount Kailash, Lord Shiva, after being pleased by the musical skill of Ravana, he then gave him this benediction of a sword. Ravana's sword. He had different weapons. One of those was a sword named Chandra Hasa. So Ravana's got a weapon from Lord Shiva, but here's what Uma said as a curse when the whole mountain started to shake. Oh, wicked Rakshasa. These are directly quotes from Ramayana. A woman one day will become the cause of your death. And curse number 3 was Vedavati. Now, there was some discussion yesterday, if I remember, or one of the days, was who was Vedavati in relation to Sita. So I did a little research. I did some homework too. And in the Uttarakhanda section of Ramayana, here's a little summary, then I'm going to give you the direct translation from Valmiki Ramayana, what she said, who she was. She was the daughter of a sage named Kushadwaj, and she was the granddaughter of Brahaspati. That means from Brahaspati to Kushadwaj, and then she was the daughter. She lived during a previous age. Vedavati lived during previous age. And her father, Kushadwaj, understood her exalted nature and had decided that only she could marry Vishnu. Other persons came asking for her hand in marriage, and it was, no, you're not Vishnu. Only Vishnu can marry my daughter. There was a demon named Shambhu. He didn't like that. So he came, and when her father was asleep, he killed him. wasn't nice. Killed his father when he was asleep. And after that, the mother of Vedavati carried the body of her deceased husband into the fire, leaving the daughter alone. So she gave up her life along with her husband. So Vedavati remained, we'll hear some more, she remained alone, fixing in her heart Lord Narayan, that Narayan only will be my husband. And Ravana saw her, and Ravana did what Ravana did, and she did what she did, and she cursed him that I'm going to leave this body because you touched my hair, but in my next life, I'll bring about your destruction. So it's a one-to-one, it's not just similar. Vedavati is Sita. Sita is Vedavati. We'll read the text in the next yuga. So here goes Ravana zooming around in his Pushpaka Vimana, and one of the places he went was the Himalaya Mountains. You know where the Himalaya Mountains are, right? Yeah, okay, good. So as he was traveling over the Himalaya Mountains, he looked over the side of the Pushpaka Vimana, and he saw this beautiful lady there in the midst of the forest. He came in for a landing and asked her, "Who are you?" So this is directly from Valmiki Ramayana. "I'm the daughter of the Brahmarshi Kushadwaj, the son of Brahaspati. My name is Vedavati because I am considered to be an incarnation of the Vedas. Many demigods and other highly qualified men have approached my father asking for my hand in marriage. However, he has turned them all down, for he feels that only Lord Vishnu would make a suitable son-in-law. When Shambhu, king of the Daityas, heard this, he came and killed my father in his sleep. My mother then entered the fire of cremation, carrying the body of her husband in her arms. Since that time, I have installed Lord Narayana within my heart and have performed austerities, hoping to attain him as my husband. O Ravana, by dint of my ascetic merit, I know everything about you. Therefore, please take your leave and depart without further ado." Ravana doesn't take no for an answer. Getting down from his chariot, Ravana said, "My dear, lovely girl, I request you to become my wife. Indeed, in comparison to me, who is Lord Vishnu?" She said indignantly, "Who other than you would speak disrespectfully of Lord Narayana?" Even as she spoke, Ravana grabbed Vedavati by the hair. Inflamed with rage, the girl immediately transformed one of her arms into a sword and cut off her hair, thus setting herself free. Then, while lighting a fire, Vedavati said, "After being touched by you, I no longer desire to live. I shall not curse you, for that would decrease my ascetic merit. However, I shall take another birth in a divine manner just to encompass your destruction." And so it was. Employing her mystic power, she came to the sacrificial ground of King Janaka. It's the next yuga. As King Janaka was leveling the ground with a plow, the girl appeared from the furrow as a baby. Thus, it came to be that Vedavati, appearing in Satya Yuga, became Janaki in Treta Yuga. It's a one-to-one correlation, confirmed in Valmiki Ramayana. That's how we do our homework. We get scriptural authority, and then I heard Is it true that, we just look to scripture. That's how we move forward. I will be born again and be the cause of your destruction. So there at the top, he's harassing her, and she's saying what she's saying to him. And in the upper right, there's the Pushpaka Vimana. Off he goes to the next place. The next place he went was Ayodhya, and he confronted the king of Ayodhya at the time. This is, a previous time before Dasarath, etc. Anaranya was the king at the time. And here's a painting of King Anaranya. So King Anaranya, in battle with Ravana, announced, in the future, a descendant in my dynasty named Rama will become the cause of your destruction. So it's curse number 4. There's 8 of them. So after that, he went to the heavenly realm, and he went to the realm of Nala, Kuvera, and Manigriva. Where do they reside? In the precincts of the kingdom of Kuvera. There he saw the daughter of Nala Kuvera, and her name was Rambha. And, he didn't mess around. He molested her. He raped her, and with her cloth torn and this and that and the other thing. Her husband saw her condition, and he cursed Ravana. If impelled by lust, you force yourself upon any unwilling woman, your head will burst into 7 pieces. He's got 10 heads, so he's got like 70 pieces. And then later, he makes this acknowledgement before the assembly. That's after Hanuman has come, and Hanuman has destroyed the whole of Lanka, in the garden, and this and that. We discussed this yesterday about Hanuman. They're having this meeting with Ravana and his ministers, and different ministers are suggesting different things, including Kumbhakarna says, just give Sita back. And then Mahaparshva suggests, why don't you just enjoy Sita while you got her in captivity? And he said, well, I haven't disclosed this to anybody, but here's the reason why I haven't. There was a Apsara named Punjika Stali who was doing some service for Lord Brahma. And I saw her, and I approached her, and she rejected me. So I raped her and molested her. And she went crying in her distressed state to Lord Brahma, who then uttered the following curse. O wicked king of the Rakshasas, your head will split into 100 pieces. Before it was 7, now it's 100. If you ever try to forcibly rape another woman again. So he said this in the public assembly. This was curse number 6. Because he's just overwhelmingly lusty Ravana, and any woman is fair game for him. So he said, because, I don't know what's going to happen, so I haven't forcibly forced myself upon Sita. But if she doesn't accept, then I'll just chop her up in little pieces and have her for breakfast, so no problem. Ravana's not a nice guy. And then finally, that's actually 7, not 8, that all these ladies, this is from Valmiki Ramayana, so many ladies were abducted by him. And here's what it says in Ramayana. Ravana kidnapped the virgin daughters of many kings, rishis, demigods, and demons. If Ravana saw any girl that he found to be attractive, he would first kill her relatives, and then forcibly take her on his chariot, means his Pushpaka Vimana. In this way, Ravana's chariot became filled with hundreds of such girls, all crying out piteously from fear and grief. The bereaved girls considered their plight and cursed Ravana, saying, "May the destruction of this wicked Rakshasa come about because of a woman." And sure enough, then comes another. This is found in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 15, but it's also found in Valmiki Ramayana. That is one of the places he was traveling. Here and there, he saw Kartavirya. Now, Kartavirya was very, very powerful. He had 1,000 arms. Ravana had 20. Kartavirya had 1,000 arms. Wouldn't that look funny? 1,000 arms. And he had many, many wives. So one time with his many, many wives, he was in a river engaged with his wives, enjoying. And he, Ravana, then confronted Kartavirya, and that was a mistake. Kartavirya put him to the ground and threatened him. So Kartavirya was stopped by Pulasya. Yeah. Pulasya appeared before Kartavirya and appealed, "Please don't kill him." So Pulasya saved his life. And as a result, Ravana realized this Kartavirya is very capable. I shouldn't mess with him. Let's make he made a truce with him. Let's be buddies instead of being enemies. He did something similar with Vali. He went to engage in battle with Vali because he heard he was really powerful. So he snuck up behind Vali. When Vali was engaged in doing what he did every morning. He would travel far, far, far distances in the 4 directions. He would take his sacred bath early in the morning, Vali. And he snuck up behind Vali. Vali heard him coming. So Vali just tucked him under his armpit, Ravana, and zoomed in the 4 directions, taking his bath. And Ravana was screaming, hanging on from his life from the armpits of Vali. Because he realized how powerful was Vali, he just made a truce with him too. He had this thing that he just wanted, whoever's powerful, I want to do battle with them. In the painting, this is depicting, he saw the stack of Dundubi's bones, when Vali had dealt with him. That's in this painting. And you see the upper right, that's the Pushpaka Vimana, there's so many arms, that's Ravana paying a visit to Vali. He went all the way, there's making a truce with Vali. They're chewing betel nut in a gesture of friendship. So Ravana had some persons that he made friendship with. He went all the way to the bottom of the universe in Sutala, and he confronted Bali Maharaj. That was a mistake too, because Bali Maharaj is super, super, super powerful. So when he went to find Bali Maharaj Bali greeted him and said, I'd like to give you a gift. I heard you like gold. See this mound of gold over here? You can take it. It's yours. He tried to lift it. He couldn't lift it. When he strained, he couldn't lift it, he said, you know who that is? That's the earring of Hiranyakashipu. In your previous life, you were Hiranyakashipu and you were killed by Lord Nrsingadev. And one of his earrings fell off. Here it is. And you want to have battle with me? So he realized that was a mistake. And then Bali said, Lord Ramachandra, he's also going to kill you. He went to the abode of Mahavishnu. The abode of Mahavishnu that he went to was where Lord Kapila was an incarnation of Mahavishnu. Lord Kapila. Lord Kapila. Where's Lord Kapila? Bottom of the universe, right? Lord Kapila. Yes? You don't know? Do you know? What else do we know about Lord Kapila and who found him at the bottom of the universe? King Sagar, right? You want to tell what you know? Yeah. Yes. Yeah. 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 Okay. So that's where Kapila is, and Ravana went to the same place. And he wanted to fight with Kapila. That was a mistake. And Kapila didn't even have to exert himself. He just raised his hand and Ravana fell to the ground and there you see him lying on the ground. Don't mess with Kapila. The painting on the left shows the same Kapila in the form of Vishnu reclining on Anantashesh. And before he left, Ravana made his business to abduct some ladies and take them back to his kingdom in Lanka. He's got a problem, this fellow, Ravana. He's very, very powerful, very, very lusty, very, very proud. He doesn't know where's the line, where not to cry. He has no compass, no moral compass. Doesn't respect anybody. He's it. But he's getting benediction from those that are greater than him. But he thinks he's indefeatable. So that's our part one of description of the life of Ravana. So we have a pretty good background picture of what he's like and what's his ancestry and who's cursed him, and it's going to bear fruit for sure. You can't live the way he lives and it doesn't bear fruit. Okay. Discussion. Comments. Questions. Complaints. Anything.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
You're on.
Thank you for the wonderful class. Maharaj, I don't know if you already covered it, I might have missed, but why did he have 10 heads?
Why did he have 10 heads? He was an odd fellow. He was born that way. He didn't develop them. He was born that way.
No particular reason.
There may be a particular reason, but yes, I don't know the particular reason. Anybody here know the particular reason? No. You know the reason? But he had 10 heads and 20 arms before he got the boon. From childhood, he had this kind of body. That's my understanding. Does everybody have a different understanding? He developed them from the boon of Brahma, or he already had so many heads? Nobody knows. Homework assignment for you. Yeah. You're good at homework assignments. We'll take it on first thing in class tomorrow. My understanding is from the very beginning, he had this unusual body.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the noise to stop. Go ahead.
Yeah, my question is, Ms. Ravan seems like he lived for many more yugas.
Yes. Long duration.
From Satya Yuga to
Yes.
Treta Yuga.
Long duration.
This is the first time I came to know. Yeah. Thank you, Maharaj.
You go first. You go first. Yes.
So then why did Brahma give the benediction to
Ravana?
Ravana?
Because he's very liberal. One of the things that those that give benedictions do, Brahma's being one, Lord Shiva is another, they have the capacity to give benedictions, and they give benedictions according to the desire of the person wanting the benediction. To whom do they give? Those that undergo great sacrifices and austerities and get merit. It's called kriti, merit, but they want to use it in a bad way, then it's merit, it's kriti, that's duskriti, misused merit. There's these two. Kriti means merit, and duskriti means misused merit, and sukriti means properly used merit. So there's sukritinas and duskritinas. The duskritinas are demons. They do things to get something, and they misuse it because they're demons. So you want to know, why does Brahma give what? Why does Brahma give benedictions to duskritis? They give benedictions to those that have earned merit, and if they misuse it, they misuse it. He doesn't say, no, because you're a duskriti, I'm not going to give you. He doesn't do that. That's your answer to your question? Okay.
So Ravana got 8 curses, right?
He got what?
Ravana got 8 curses.
8 curses.
So why didn't he get he didn't get any of those curses?
Oh, he got them.
But
He got smashed. He got smashed.
oh,
Didn't he get smashed? Yeah. He got him.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. So I have 3 questions.
3 questions.
Yeah,
1.
3. So the first one is, how did Ravana change his name from Dasagriva to Ravana?
Oh, Dasa Griva means 10 necks. Dasa Griva, like Hayagriva, and Dasa Griva. So it just, the name Ravana was given when he was roaring so loudly when Mount Kailash was being pressed upon him. He was in so much pain, he was roaring. means roaring in pain. So Dasagriva became Ravana.
So, okay. The second one was Ravana. How many heads was Ravana given at birth?
This is the same question she's going to do some homework on. My understanding is right from birth. That's why his name was Dasagriva. Okay.
And the last one, how did Ravana get revived so many times?
Oh, scream. How did he get what?
Revived.
Revived? When?
When he kept on losing from different demigods.
I don't understand your question. You understand your question? No. Let him do it. Say it again differently. I'm not sure what your question is. Try it again.
So,
And you got competition out there, so speak loudly.
okay. So my question was, how did he get revived so many times? Because he kept on fighting so many demigods after he lost one by one.
This is too much. Mataji, this isn't going to work. He defeated the demigods, but you want to know how he revived.
Yeah.
I don't understand your question. He defeated the demigods.
No, the demigods defeated him.
He defeated the demigods, not the other way around. Oh. Well, they revived him. No, after getting knocked out, he came to. Hey, Bali, I don't want to mess with you anymore. Like that. He was knocked unconscious, not dead. Or defeated, but then he got back up again. That okay. Anything else from our audience here? Yes?
Hare Krishna Maharaj. So there is a famous section in Ramayana, like after Ravana's death, Mandodari gives a lot of reasons why he was killed by Rama. Like lot of reasons. It's not because of Rama's strength, but only your lust had killed you, like that. So did she try to correct him when he was alive? Is there
Yes.
any sections in?
Yeah, she's a good wife. But he didn't hear. He wasn't a good husband. So what you're discussing is going to come tomorrow evening, towards the very end, because she gets it. Ram's arrows in the chest, etc. Okay, looks like that's it. Now